Ba-da-da-da. If I ever was a billionaire, I wouldn't be a billionaire for more than a day. I would give away most of my money. But I also think that's most people.
Watching this whole thing crash in real time is crazy. Like everything is falling apart right in front of us while she keeps talking like nothing's even wrong. And somehow every sentence just makes it worse instead of fixing anything. This isn't just messy drama either. This is full-on chaos, the kind you can't look away from. Seriously, grab some popcorn because this didn't just spiral out. It exploded way past control. And the wild part? She's not even close to rock bottom yet. This past week has been pure madness, flipping everything upside down in the worst way. One second she's out here calling capitalism evil, acting like she's above it all, and the next second people are dragging her for living this insanely over-the-top luxury lifestyle. Then boom, it gets even uglier. Now people are accusing her of protecting someone shady, toxic sponsorships are quietly disappearing, and her own fan base is turning on her hard. Instead of calming things down, every apology just adds more heat, exposing a pattern people have been side-eyeing for a long time. And it all started with one clip that set the internet on fire. P.O. hopped on stream and went off saying, "We live in this self-centered capitalistic system that trains people to chase cash instead of real human connection."
We live in such a self-centered capitalist society, and it sucks because it trains us to prioritize work and money above all else, even friendships, even being there for other people.
At first, it doesn't even sound that bad, right? But that's exactly where everything starts to fall apart fast. Because while she's preaching about money obsession, she's doing it from inside a multi-million-dollar mansion in LA, and that contradiction? Yeah, people are not letting that slide at all. And don't forget, this is the same person who, just a few months ago, dropped $12,000 on an engagement ring. For herself. Yeah, seriously. She even made a whole second-hand embarrassing video about proposing to herself like it was some deep, emotional moment, and people definitely didn't know how to react to that. But sure, let her keep preaching like she's not part of the exact thing she's calling out.
Oh, just go get one for yourself. So that's what I did. A ring at Bulgari that I just fell in love with. It felt like way too much to get for myself, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, I hope someday I actually get engaged. The person that you are engaged to the most in your entire lifetime is your damn self. So why shouldn't I get this ring for my damn self? So this is me proposing to myself.
Now we get into the cookie situation, and yeah, it already sounds weird, but it gets worse real fast. She launched these overpriced cookies for $28, and when people questioned the price, she came back with that same tired energy, acting like everyone else was the problem. So now the same person complaining about capitalism was out here calling people broke boys just because they didn't want to spend almost $30 on cookies. And here's the wild part. Those cookies were basically repackaged versions of another brand selling the same thing for way cheaper. That's not pushing back against the system. That's playing right into it, no question, and it still doesn't stop. Someone in her chat called her a moody socialist billionaire, and instead of brushing it off like most creators would, she instantly banned them. 14-day timeout, gone just like that. Then she jumps into a full rant right after, acting like she's completely in the right, like nothing even happened. Like, okay, cool, but let's actually think about this for a second. She's already sitting on millions, so this idea of waiting until some made-up billionaire milestone before giving anything back just doesn't add up at all. It feels off, and people are noticing. She already has more money than most people will ever see in their entire lives, so if she really stands for kindness and helping others, why not start right now? That's the part that gets under people's skin when it comes to creators like her. It's not about the money or the success. Nobody's mad at that. It's the constant contradiction, saying one thing and doing the complete opposite every single time. One day she's posting clips shopping on Rodeo Drive, showing off Gucci, Prada, designer everything like it's nothing. and the next she's on stream acting like materialism is the real issue.
If you think I'm a billionaire, you cookie bean. I'm so sorry. If I ever was a billionaire, I wouldn't be a billionaire for more than a day. I would give away most of my money.
The hypocrisy is loud, and you can see it clearly every time she goes live. She goes live, runs her usual setup. Everything looks smooth at first, nothing out of place. But then about 30 minutes in, the gifted subs suddenly slow down, and right on cue, she suddenly remembers she has a meeting and dips out instantly.
I thought my meeting was at 2. It's at 1, which means I'm 8 minutes late. I'm so sorry. Love you guys so much. I've got to depart. Thank God I didn't get into a Valorant game. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
The timing? Way too perfect to ignore. So now we're supposed to believe she magically remembered something important at the exact second the donations stopped flowing? Yeah, that's a tough one to buy. But honestly, that was just the warm-up, because things escalated fast when Captain Puffy stepped in and dropped something serious that took this whole situation to another level. For anyone who's out of the loop, Captain Puffy, another creator, came forward with a detailed document about her past relationship with her ex. And this wasn't light stuff either. It included claims of emotional manipulation, financial problems, and overall toxic behavior during their time together. The details were heavy, specific, and not easy to read at all. Now here's where things get pulled directly into this situation. Elle is currently living with her, they're roommates, and according to Captain Puffy, she was fully aware of what was going on. Puffy says she reached out, explained everything in detail, and even showed proof, and the response was basically, "Wow, that's awful. So sorry that happened to you." And that was it. Nothing changed after that. She kept living with him, kept working with him, kept featuring him in content like everything was completely normal. Just business as usual, no pause, no shift, nothing. And this is the same person who's always online saying things like "believe victims." And speaking about supporting women and standing against abuse, that contrast right there is what's making people look at this whole situation a lot differently now. But the second those accusations hit someone in her own circle, with actual evidence involved, everything goes quiet. No public response, no real acknowledgement, no effort to address anything. Just silence and hoping it all fades away. That switch up is hard to ignore. Even Ms. Keefe stepped in during a stream and called it out, saying it didn't sit right with him. He talked about how much he had defended her before, only to now watch her push messages about "believe victims," while still living with someone facing serious accusations. That contrast hit people hard. And when Ms. Keefe ends up sounding like the most reasonable person in the situation, you already know things are getting messy. This isn't even a one-time thing either. It keeps happening over and over again. She presents herself as this strong moral voice, someone who stands for what's right, but the moment it clashes with her personal life or her brand, those values seem to disappear instantly. It starts to feel like pure performance, saying the right things, posting the right hashtags when it's trending, making sure everything looks good on the surface. But when it's time to actually stand on those principles, suddenly it's too inconvenient to deal with. And somehow, critics just get brushed off as broke boys, according to her. Now her own community is starting to catch on, and the reaction has been brutal. The comments under her recent videos and streams are filled with people calling out the contradictions nonstop. That whole relatable, down-to-earth streamer image, it's not landing the same anymore.
And we hate the rich. Anyways. Too much. Aren't you the rich? No!
People are now seeing someone who built wealth through the same system she criticizes, lives a super privileged lifestyle, and still turns around to lecture others about focusing too much on money. Meanwhile, a lot of her viewers are just trying to get by and pay their bills, and that gap, it feels massive. And it's not just the audience noticing anymore. Brands are starting to quietly step back too, with several sponsors distancing themselves from her content. And when that starts happening behind the scenes, it usually means something bigger is unfolding that people aren't fully seeing yet. When companies start pulling away, it's almost never random. That's usually a sign things are getting serious behind the scenes. And here's the key part people are focusing on. And this isn't about one mistake blowing up out of nowhere. This is the result of a long pattern finally catching up all at once. People are starting to connect everything now. The luxury lifestyle while criticizing capitalism. The overpriced cookies while calling fans broke boys. The public image of standing for what's right while staying close to controversial situations. And that overly polished, nice persona that slips the second things don't go her way. It's all stacking up, and it's hard to ignore. So this doesn't even feel like a sudden downfall. It feels more like everything hitting at the same time. And honestly, a lot of this could have been avoided if she had just been real from the start, instead of trying so hard to seem relatable or morally above everyone else. Because here's the truth, people don't hate success. They understand it. What they don't like is when someone pretends to be something they're not. Viewers can accept a rich creator, no problem. They can even accept flaws. But acting humble while flexing wealth, or pushing a perfect image while doing the opposite behind the scenes, that's where people completely check out. So where does this leave her now? Financially, she's probably still set. Those millions aren't disappearing anytime soon. But reputation-wise, that's taken a serious hit. Credibility is shaky, and claiming any kind of moral high ground again is going to be way harder after all this. Now, the real question is, what do you think? Is this situation getting blown out of proportion? Or is the criticism actually deserved? Can she bounce back from this? Or is the damage already done? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more breakdowns like this, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stick around for the next one.